And welcome back to the fifth episode of VGOSTRAM. I am your host, Cody, today, anyway, or also known as Chemlicker.
And I am your co-host for today, Eric, aka Jaref. And you can follow us at Chemlicker on Twitter and at Jaref as well on the same website. Cody also has his YouTube channel, which you should follow if you haven't already. And there's my Twitch that I haven't really been as active on lately, but I will be going back to streaming regularly eventually. Soon, TM.
Man, and I give you $5 a month for nothing.
I mean, I pay for your Patreon, so you actually will make way more out of it than what I get. You get the full, or you get more of an amount than I do.
Do I?
I believe so.
So today we're doing a little bit something different. We're going to be doing the top 10 character themes from video games.
For me, this one was a little hard to do, mostly because a lot of the games I played, the characters don't tend to have like their own themes. So it took a lot of digging and trying really hard not to use the same series. I tried to at least do two if it was going to be from the same series. Otherwise, Otherwise, you're just going to be getting a lot of the same.
And you already have a lot of battle themes.
Yeah. I mean, technically, that's what most of my favorite music is.
But without further ado, we'll just jump right into it because we don't have to rank anything. We don't have to rate anything. Obviously, we'll be ranking them. That's the whole point. And then there's no extra songs like every other episode.
Yeah, because we already chose, we chose 10 songs technically. So.
All right, let's get right into it.
All right, I think we're starting off with my list or your list? Your list, okay.
So the first song that I chose, which is number 10, is Dynablade's theme from Kirby Air Ride. Now, this song is interesting because it originally started out as the Castle Lololo from Kirby's Dream Land 1. And it's kind of been in limbo since. And then they just assigned it to Dynablade, and I think it's stuck since. But I think it's definitely deserving of where it's supposed to be.
I mean, it's a good song. It's weird because it's like a menacing song in a Kirby game. And Kirby is not very evil or daunting or like anything malicious in that sense. It's always like a happy-go-lucky game.
Do I have to show you O2?
I don't remember O2. Oh, well, technically that was from Crystal whatever.
Crystal Shard.
Yeah, never played that one.
I don't remember it much. Like I had it as a kid for like a year, and then I think we let someone borrow it and they lost it. We just never got it back.
So they stole it.
Probably. I don't know. Kids are dumb. Anyway, on to that note of being like menacing. So if you listen to the original, like obviously you only have 3 channels to work with. So there's not like it actually sounds kind of happy and like cheerful in comparison, even though like the melody and the harmony is exactly the same. But just adding those like extra like string sections and whatnot changes the song drastically to actually sound like it's foreboding.
You know what's weird? So this song I actually don't remember. So like I remember the song itself, but I remember it being a little bit deeper. But I don't know, like the Castellolo part, like at the beginning, is what I remember. And I remember that sounding like a little bit more bassy or just having a deeper tone to it. But because we were always playing City Trials, I don't think I was able to really pay attention to the rest of the song.
It's kind of hard to hear music when you're just constantly hearing like the rev up noise, boxes breaking, people crashing into each other, Dynablade itself.
I mean, it's completely a fun game and probably like the best thing about that game. I wish they would make a second one.
We're, 18 years overdue?
Doesn't mean we would never get a sequel. I mean, there's Kid Icarus to Kid Icarus Uprising.
Who knows?
I think there was another point I wanted to say, but I kind of lost track of it. Yeah, the thought is lost to me.
Okay, we'll move on to your number 10.
All right. So my number 10 is actually going to be Papyrus's theme, Bone Trousel. Bone Trousel is actually the battle version. His other version is Nyehehe, which both fit the characters so well because he's a silly, whimsical character. Like, he's completely non-serious. Even in Undertale's Genocide run. So I think it's overall fitting of the character.
In kind of your defense, like, even though I said I try to chill out with the battle themes, usually on YouTube it's both of the songs in like one song, so it's just kind of whatever. On the matter is like I don't know where I'm going with that. It works. Usually they're hand in hand.
Yeah, I decided to go with just straight Bone Trousel. I mean, you can always go, especially Undertale. There's always the pre-battle theme, which has, well, depending on the character, has the like pre-battle theme as their main theme. But for Papyrus, it's more constant since he appears more in the pacifist run.
So as you know, I don't know anything about Undertale. You do know that I really hated hearing about this game over and over when it first came out.
And it was not by me.
Yeah, but beside that, as much as I hated hearing about the game and by proxy hating the game just because everybody talked about it, the soundtrack was always a banger, and it still is.
It's the main reason I didn't choose Megalovania, is because of his dislike for the constant talk about of that game.
It's also a meme at this point, so it'd be hard to take it seriously.
Yeah, and so I figured this character would actually be good for this list. Those other candidates, but I felt like this one is good because it fits the character, especially with the way I came down with my list was not only of songs that I liked, but how fitting of it was for the character that was assigned to. So, like I said, very whimsical, silly, and for whatever reason, it's like a Russian.
It is straight 100% just the most Russian sound you can get.
And I love it, and I don't know why.
Because it's good.
I mean, yeah, clearly it's good.
If you didn't say that, I was going to.
I mean, there's no way not to ignore the glaring Russian sound. Or at least the what would you call it? It's not like genre, but just like
style.
The style.
I had something and it's gone. I guess this is my turn.
Brain farts galore this episode.
Sound good. So the next song is number 9 on my list, and it is E.G.G.M.A.A.N. Eggman from Sonic Adventure 2.
Or, you could just say, I am the Eggman. That works too.
Hashtag master plan. Now, I talked about this song a little bit on the Sonic Heroes episode, and I think listening to this for the podcast really highlighted how much they took from this song in Sonic Heroes, because you can hear so many elements. I don't want to say recycled, because that sounds mean, but like
they borrowed from themselves.
Yeah, like they took
inspiration.
They took every single element of the song and used it all throughout like the entirety of Sonic Heroes, which I mean is good because they are like their own defined style. So that's not a bad thing. Now, this song is cheesy if you listen to the lyrics.
100%.
I mean, even the music's kind of cheesy, but the lyrics definitely aren't cheesy. But in spite of that, the song definitely fits Eggman.
Yeah, I would have to agree 100%. There's like Eggman's not a very serious villain. Like he's not gonna destroy the planet despite how close he's been sometimes. Like, you know, using the death egg to blow up half the moon.
You know, it's kind of funny. The most evil he's been was in the Sonic movie.
In the Sonic movie?
Yeah,
Which one?
the one that just came out 2
Oh,
years
the
ago.
one with Jim Carrey. Yeah, that was probably the most evil. Well, in the games or even in the animes, he's never been that evil.
Movie was pretty decent. Definitely better than it had any right to be. But that's beside the point. So,
Also, I do want to say one thing about this song. They reuse this song in Shadow the Hedgehog,
that makes
and they
sense.
butcher it.
Wait, really?
Yeah. They literally just use I Am the Eggman and like cut it out the rest of the song. And it's similar, but they cut out like pretty much the meat. They just leave it very bare bones.
You guys can't see my voice right or my face right now, but I have the look of disappointment.
I can confirm he looks pretty disappointed to me.
I love this song. I mean, that's why it's even in the top 10.
Yeah, when I was playing Shadow the Hedgehog the first time, when I first did like the completely neutral story and it was just revolving about Eggman, I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then it threw in his theme and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to hear the whole song. And then it just was a very disappointing version. I wanted to cry. I'm like, this is so disappointing. Like, this is sad.
You know what's really sad?
What?
You played Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be cool.
Now, before we move on, I just want to give a little small breakdown about the style. So it's kind of industrial light. Like it's inspired by industrial, but it's not like straight industrial like Sonic Heroes songs. Like it's definitely got the like synth sounds and the guitar. And then it's also got like some kind of funk elements, like the bass. And then they use Steven Tyler from Aerosmith to sing it, kind of. I don't know.
I don't know what kind of singing that would be.
It's just clearly like it's supposed to be Steven Tyler, and it doesn't make any sense.
I don't think the song's supposed to.
All right. Now we'll be moving on to Eric's number 9.
And my number 9 is actually also another Sonic song. And it'll be His World. Sonic's main theme, which was actually done by Zebrahead instead of Crush 40. Crush 40 did have a version that they made also, which is weird.
A little minor correction. Technically, there's 2 Zebrahead songs.
Yeah, this is the...
This would be like the normal version.
Yeah, this is the normal version. The other one was more Zebrahead.
It was literally just Zebrahead performing the song.
Yeah, so it's much more down to earth in this version. Or just calm, I should say. Which is funny because I like both versions, but I felt like this one felt more to the character.
All right, I'll get this out of the way. So I've never heard of the mess that was Sonic 06 until like early 2010s. And then I've been kind of I'd say a fan of Zebrahead since I was like 9. So it's kind of surprising that I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, and I, in my infinite wisdom, decided to buy the game, even knowing how bad it was. I'm like, I can't be that bad. There's no way.
It's not bad.
People are hamming it up. Oh, dude, it was so bad.
And you made me play it.
Yeah, I know. I forced you to play it.
And honestly, I got to say, it was kind of fun, even though that game is a huge broken mess.
If the game worked, it would be really fun. The game had so much potential. But then they just blew it.
It was basically supposed to be like Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah, it was, well, technically, yeah, I would say it's more in the vein of Sonic Adventure or the style of Sonic Adventure, which I hope they one day go back to that style, but I doubt it. But the game itself was It was in alpha, practically. Or at least early beta.
It's hard to say because I get those painful flashbacks to the... Who is it, Gamma?
Yeah.
Those Gamma stages.
Omega.
The Omega stages at the end, like, the big giant, like, everyone's here stage. I died and game overed, I think, like 10 times before I cleared that level.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that as the hard part. It was anytime you use a guest character, it was possibly the worst that you've... It's the worst experience because it doesn't feel like they were really play tested that much. It was just they were given a part, and if you get stuck or random thing happens, you're just in that position and you're just stuck there, and you have to try to figure out a way to fix that situation. Like,
Die.
Yeah, dying, or if you get stuck on the wall, jumping so many times until you get free.
If you hear this, don't play that game. And if you have played that game, I'm sorry. The music's good though.
The music is phenomenal.
Now to get back on track to like talking about the song itself, this is easily like my de facto like Sonic theme.
I would have to soft agree. Like, I think this is a good song that fits Sonic the Hedgehog as a character. The vocals, not so much, because it makes it more like it's practically the god of his world, which isn't entirely true. He's just pretty much the main hero. But that's only like part of the lyrics. Some of the other lyrics actually make sense and kind of reference him like kind of doing stuff with his friends, or relying on friends, I should say. But the song itself, it has a good amount of energy. It gets you pumped, and that's what I feel like a Sonic theme should be. Like, it gets you pumped. Like, it makes you want to go forward, or like pretty much push you to go or do something, or like go somewhere. Because the character is all about running or pretty much beating the bad guy.
Even though playing this game, it's no use.
I was trying to resist the joke so much.
It's okay. I took it from you.
I don't know if it's taken or just you got the low hanging fruit.
We take those here.
Oh, now you do.
All right, I don't have anything else to say about it. Like, aside from just gushing about the song's good,
as well as the game. The game's not really good.
Well, we'll move on to my number 8, which is Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. Now, I've never played this game, and at this rate, I probably never will, even though I want to. And I have a lot of outside experience with this game through like Dissidia, the mobile game. Well,
all the mobile games.
One of the mobile games that I've played. And
World of Final Fantasy, I think, too.
I didn't get very far in that.
Oh, never mind then.
This song, though, fits Kefka way too well.
I mean, it has the theme of Dancing Mad in it.
Technically, it'd be the other way around.
Okay, they put parts of this in Dancing Mad.
Yeah, and that song itself, I wanted to choose that song so bad, but it's a battle theme. It's not his theme.
That's why I was wondering if I should choose Sephiroth's theme.
I think that would have worked.
It's weird because in the game itself, it's more of a boss battle theme, but it just became so liked that it became his theme, which is weird.
There's a little bit of a gray area.
Anyways, I don't know why you chose this song when Terra's theme is literally way better.
Everyone is going to want to kill me. Terra's theme does nothing for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's really disappointing to hear. I really like Terra's theme.
And I don't know what it is about it, but it never does anything for me.
Yeah, like literally, if you look at my notes at what I have, it's literally like just a small little thing because it's like I did not like this song. I'm not sure why you chose this over Terra's theme.
Well, now you know.
All right.
I'll focus on talking about it then. So Kefka's a clown.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
there's no denying that or getting over it. Now this song down to the T has like that creepy carnival or circus feel. But I want to make a note that I feel stands out better than any other like creepy carnival or circus theme. The song is in 4/4. That doesn't sound significant, but every time you hear one of these types of themes, it's always in 3/4. Always. So the fact that it's in 4/4 is a pretty standout reason. And yeah, the song just screams psychotic clown. And that's exactly what he is.
Yeah, it's whimsical. It's pretty much this character summed up.
Also, just before we move on, I'm amazed just at Six's soundtrack in general with how good they made the Super Nintendo sound chip sound.
Yeah, they pretty much pushed it to absolute limits. And I think this was like towards the end of its life.
I want to say this is like 93.
Because when did the PS1 come out? 95?
PS1 is 95, I think. But remember, it came out on Super Nintendo as Final Fantasy 3 in America.
That's right. But also at that same vein, like you have this, and then you have Final Fantasy 7, which is a huge jump in quality. But even then, the sound difference between like Final Fantasy 5 and Final Fantasy 6.
Yeah, it's still night and day. And now moving on to Eric's number 8.
My number 8 is actually from a game that's not even a real main series Resident Evil game. It's from Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles, which is Wesker's theme.
I was shocked when I heard this.
It has no reason being so good, dude. Like, out of nowhere. It's just like you have the normal game music playing for everyone, and then Wesker's, they just give them a banger.
So we played this together. Like, we experienced this game at the same exact rate and time. And I don't even remember hearing this song.
I remember it vaguely, but there was much more focus on the mechanics or like the gameplay itself, that it just the music was an afterthought because it's just gonna be Resident Evil music. You're just gonna hear whatever soundtrack they choose from the game. And the funny thing, this song actually came on a recommendation randomly. I'm like, I don't remember this song. I'll just listen to it. Like, fell instantly in love. And I threw it on my YouTube playlist.
Yeah, this song is definitely a surprise to be sure. Like, after hearing it for the podcast, I'm kind of disappointed that that I'm not aware of it beforehand.
If you hear his theme in Resident Evil 5, nowhere near as good. His 5 is not on the same level at all.
You know, I don't even remember any music from 5 either, except for the
because
boss
it's
themes.
all the same sounds. I would say that game's soundtrack is more of a jumbled mess.
I can't even confirm or deny that. That goes to show just like how much is like a backdrop.
Yeah, you remember 6's.
Well, okay, I remember one song from 5, and that's the boss theme where it sounds like a Star Wars song.
I forgot about that.
Besides that song, I know nothing.
But yeah, there's more songs in 6 that you would actually remember.
Yeah, 6's soundtrack is good. Now to the kind of the form of this song, or not form, but like describing the sounds. It's got an industrial influence to it on the guitars, but it's almost it's almost genty, and like it sounds very similar to the modern Doom soundtrack, where it's just like extremely crunchy, heavy, like 8-string guitar.
Crunchy.
That's real.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, it's all right. As much as I like the song, this song is 100% a product of its time.
I would have to agree. Also, I would say this song is weirdly ambient, but also like fitting. So it's like you have the very ambient sounds in the background, which fit for the type of game where you're playing as a character within like a rail shooter. And then you have an actual like instruments being played that give the song actual life.
Yeah, this song is too good. This song is too good for the game that it's in.
I don't know if I could agree with that because that game was fun.
I'm not saying that it's terrible. I'm just saying like you wouldn't expect it.
It should have been in a main series game. It should honestly be his theme throughout the series. Let's put it that way.
I would agree. Although this would be a little bit harder to translate into like the later, like when they did the style change.
Yeah, I guess. But I feel like the character himself, like you could have used a basis of the song. Like you could just peeled it to like the core and just used that to develop. But I mean, I don't even know what part you would really take away from this because it sounds good the way it is. It's like if you take away like one part, it's like it feels like it's missing that other section that would pretty much make it sound good.
It's like this. What's that saying? It's like the sum of the whole is greater than the parts.
I think it's the reverse. It's the sum of the parts are greater than. I can't remember that saying.
Well, whatever it is, this song is perfectly complete the way it is.
Yes, it is.
And before we move on, there's one note I want to make about this song. So, because I said it's a product of its time, I think only this song works because it came out when it did. Like, I think if if this was like Wesker's theme in Resident Evil 5, it wouldn't really fit.
Yeah, the sound file would be completely different, or at least it would use completely different instruments.
But again, the song's great. Completely out of left field for me.
Yeah, it's a good song. That's why it's on my list.
All right, and now moving on to number 7 on my list, which is Lucis Naturae. So, a lot of people might be unfamiliar with this song in being in regards of a video game, but this song is actually from Ruby Grim Eclipse and was released on the Volume 4 soundtrack.
I completely forgot about both the game and the song.
Really?
Completely. I mean, I have the song on my list, but I didn't even think I thought of it more as part of the show, even though the song is the professor's theme.
Yep. Well, Doctor.
Dr. Professor. Mr. Dr. Professor.
But I wanted a Ruby song, but I'm like, of course, none of it works. Then I remembered, wait a minute, this song works perfectly.
I honestly think this is peak Ruby. Which is sad because it's not even Casey Williams.
All right. I agree that it's peak Ruby because it's technically concurrent with Volume 3.
Yeah, even though it came out with Volume 4.
Yeah.
But then again, I felt like Volume 4 didn't really have that many character songs to really pull from.
Also, that's not a video game.
True.
But a couple of things. So yeah, this song is already kind of cheating because like if you like Ruby songs, you're just gonna like this song.
And if you're like me and you're thinking the high notes are his daughter Casey, no, it's him.
I honestly think at times he can sing higher than she can.
I'm not sure. I think maybe she's not really being put to sing that high.
Definitely not now.
Yeah. I think it's just her style. Like she's made a style for herself now. So like she doesn't have to try to sing like that anymore. But I mean, obviously it's just based on or fitting based on uh, what the song is or what character they're trying to write for. But at least for in terms of the game, the rest of the soundtrack is not memorable. But this song obviously stands out.
It's kind of funny you say that because most of the soundtrack is just like the background songs from the show.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
I loved most of it's from Volume 2, and I loved Volume 2's background music.
We gotta replay this sometime.
Do you have it?
Yeah, we played it before.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
When it first came out, I even have Team Juniper.
Oh, I don't even have Juniper. So yeah, I was actually one of the people that played the original Grim Eclipse back when it was just like a Ruby, like literally just Ruby demo.
Same. But I don't remember if I actually downloaded it also.
Yeah, you might have just played it here. All right. I'm going to just go through a couple points. So this is Dr. Merlot's theme, which is the game's original character, which they made canon in the show by mentioning his name in the events that happen in this game. And then I think that this was the first Ruby song that utilized an 8-string guitar. I think.
I don't even remember when they mentioned Dr. Merlot.
I think it was during Volume 3. They mentioned the whole like Mountain Glen.
Oh, okay. I need to try to rewatch the series. We haven't watched the newest volume. I completely forgot so many details.
We'll get to it
Eventually.
Now, this song is kind of funny because at the time that it debuted, it's easily the darkest song they've made at that point. The only one that might have contested it is When They Fall.
I was going to say, was When They Fall on that volume, or was it...
that was on 3.
Then there was Volume 4 that came out with... Was it Volume 4 or Volume 5 I'm thinking of? The
For
one
what?
That, it was Salem's theme, practically.
That was the end of 4, I believe.
Oh, okay. Still like that song.
Oh, sorry, it was When It Falls.
You better be sorry.
It's been a while since I heard.
Annie Ruby.
Pretty much. Yeah, the lyrics are literally just him talking to the world.
Oh, I thought it was towards the Grim.
It's both. The song is pretty much just him like, I'll show you world.
I'll show you.
Anyway, now that we got the lore out of the way. I love this song so much.
Same. I can't really even just say it fits. Well, it does fit the character. It's about the character. But it's like, I find it more like an actual song than I do really just a character song. Like the vocal range is just hitting both sides. Like you got like really high notes and like fairly decently deep. Like he's not like guttural or anything, but he has, it pretty much just shows his range in singing. And then obviously I didn't even know that it used an 8-string guitar.
That's deep.
That's not deep.
An 8-string?
You said 8-string.
Yeah, I said that's deep.
Oh, I thought you meant the voice for whatever reason.
No. All right. Moving on to Eric's number 8.
You mean number 7?
Yes, 7.
All right. So I struggled on this one, actually. So for me, I had to choose Zero's theme, and it was hard choosing which theme I wanted to go with. So I decided on going with his traditional theme, but it was so short, and I'm like, oh, it's not long enough. Like it's his theme, but it's not hitting or like lasting long enough. So I remembered Mega Man Zero has the exact same theme, just using the GBA sound file or sound font, and it's got more life to it. Essentially, it's longer, has a little bit more kind of like a background music to it, because It's his theme. It's the theme for the main, like the actual game, as well as I think the first level's theme, as well as some other missions.
You might want to kill me.
Huh?
So you might want to kill me.
You don't like it?
Yeah, ever since X1, I never liked this song. Although I will say that this song is better than X1 because I realized that listening to this, the second half of it is literally the boss theme from X1.
Yeah, it is.
Did you not know that?
I did not know that. I didn't pay attention enough, I guess.
Wow.
I was more so like entranced that it's just like Zero's theme.
I'm actually disappointed in you.
I was actually thinking of using his theme in Command Mission, but I thought maybe that would be good for a future episode. So maybe not go into that game yet. I want to essentially put that one on the back burner for a while.
I get it. I held back on some too. Now, let's see. What do I got? So yeah, I think it's the melody that bugs me. I feel like it's not busy enough. I think maybe if they added like a harmony guitar to it, like the lead, it would probably sound better and more full.
I don't know. It sounds plenty full, honestly. Like, I feel like if you really add much more, it would just kind of like be drowned out. Because, I mean, remember, this is GBA era, so it's like the quality is not going to be really there. I mean, I think they remixed it for like a remastered or like HD version of like the game soundtracks. And when I say games, I mean the entire like 01 through 04, where they just completely remastered them.
The only one I know where they did that is ZX.
They did that for Zero. It's called Mega Man Zero Mythos, I think, where not only did they remake all the songs, they decided to give Zero a completely different look. It's the same look as that, but they gave him an even slender armor. And it says like they pretty much made him like a race car essentially, where it has like the label Zero and it has like all this stuff, like all these decals on him.
Transformers.
I am Zero. I go vroom vroom.
I don't really have anything else to say about this other than the song is kind of edgy like him.
Oh, you know I love edgelords.
But yeah, as I said earlier, which confounded me with your lack of knowledge, that like I like this song better only because I realized that it reprises the X1 boss theme. I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. Why you bully me?
All right, moving on to my number 6. So off the bat, well, okay. So this is number 6. This is Mariana's theme from Fairy Fencer F. I chose this song because it's a character theme. I love the character. This song does not fit the character, but my God, I love this song so much that I just had to throw it in.
You know, I was actually going to ask why you picked this song, because I really don't like it.
So this song is, forgive my pronunciation, klezmer, which is a like traditional Jewish style of music. And I mean, you already know that I like that sound.
Yeah.
And that's really much like pretty much the only reason. Like, do you remember Item Bounce from Kirby's Air Ride?
Yeah, I remember that. I hated that song too.
Same exact thing.
Yeah, I
It's
remember.
Jewish.
It was pretty much just like a Jewish party song practically in that game.
Well, it's klezmer. I love it. I love that sound. And
I don't know. The sound just doesn't. It just doesn't reel me in.
So you got anything constructive to add?
The violins do a lot of work and it carries the entire song.
I mean,
Outside
pretty
of
much
that-
is the song.
Yeah, but the everything else about the song is like eh. Like the violins is the only thing I decently like.
Yeah, I really have nothing to say aside from I just love this song so much. And
I'm
it's
actually
really
surprised there's
not
not that
fitting.
much commentary from you for this song.
There's nothing I can really add to. Like, I like the style, I like the song, I like the character. That's about it.
And it doesn't fit the
It does
character
not
whatsoever.
fit whatsoever.
All right, I guess we can just go into mine. Mine will be Unstoppable Destiny. It's the Black Knight's theme in well, this version is from Radiant Dawn, but there's also the one in Path of Radiance, which is of lower quality. Also, this doesn't just happen or play when you fight him. Spoilers for anybody that hasn't played Radiant Dawn or even Path of Radiance for that matter. So in Radiant Dawn, which is the direct sequel to Path of Radiance, there's a chapter where you actually get the Black Knight as a party member.
Is that Zelgis?
Yeah. No. It's just the Black Knight. Just he has his busted skill and his busted sword, which his skill is pretty much he can't be damaged by anything that's not a blessed weapon from the goddess. And there's only two in the game. One is Alendite, which is his weapon. And the other one is the Ragnell sword, which is Ike's weapon. And in this mission, you can use the Black Knight, but it's better to use like the actual people that you have because he's only there for that one mission. After that mission, he's gone and he's going to be hostile to your group after that for story reasons. But during that level, you could just go ham and let him just demolish the map. Nothing can kill him. His weapon has infinite uses. Or if you want, you could just give him a spear and he can just like hit everything. But it's not going to matter because Alan Dite shoots like sword beams anyways. So his theme plays through that entire thing whenever he's in combat because, I mean, he's like Darth Vader in Fire Emblem. Like he's just this bad guy who's just going to slice you down.
All right. I haven't played this game.
You're probably not going to play it.
But I will say, that's sick. Now, the only context I have from him is in Fire Emblem Heroes. When he was released, he was easily the most busted unit ever. For pretty much the same thing, like, he's an armored unit that... What was his gimmick? He had, like, counter... He had range counter.
Yeah, he had range... Oh, no. That was... I think you're thinking of Hector. Hector had range counter.
I mean, this guy could have it too.
I remember him having Luna in the game, but I don't remember what his busted gimmick was in Heroes.
I believe it was range counter.
It's possible it was. Or like he had his own version of it.
Also, he had a... Oh, no. I think it was his speed.
Oh, yeah, because he was actually a fast armored unit.
That always countered.
Yeah, seems legit.
And also had extremely high magic defense.
Yeah, their one weakness in the entire series.
But that he carried me through pretty much every campaign in Fire Emblem Heroes because you just literally advance them and then just let everyone kill themselves off of them.
Yeah, I was lucky to get Takumi, and he just pretty much carried me through most of the early parts of the game until he got nerfed. And then he got like obsolete after or by the second book, I think. The second book is when he was just completely useless.
That's gotcha.
But anyways, back to the character and his theme. So not only does it play when he battles or when you battle him, there's actually certain parts that play when he's just on screen during dialogue. It'll just play. It doesn't matter. You're going to have conversation with the Black Knight. He's going to bump his music. It might not be the battle version. It's just going to be a chill version that's just going to play in the background.
I had a question and it's already been answered. I was going to ask, is this like a final boss music.
No, he's not even the final boss. He is a very special boss to the series, or to the two games, but he is not the final boss in either of them.
So I don't know the game version character, but I know his gotcha version, and even this completely fits that version, which is just, it instills fear every time you see him walk.
Yeah, and think of it this way. He's a slow well, he's not even slow. He's just a juggernaut. And he's going to slap you with his sword. You're going to call him daddy. I mean, whether he has the helmet on or off, you're just going to call him that.
This song's good.
It is.
It's extremely dramatic, which is really fitting.
And I kind of wish it was like on a current console, or at least got updated. That way you can like really go ham with like the instruments and go like actual orchestral. Because I think this is all MIDI still.
Yeah, of course.
But like, imagine if they put budget into it.
You mean like Three Houses?
Yeah, like Three Houses. If they use that budget. Put it this way. If they ever wanted to choose a game to remake, I would say do this. Put both games into one collection and then just update all the music and mechanics. Or it doesn't even have to have the mechanics updated. Just update like everything to modern quality, I guess I should say.
Yeah, let's do it. I've played 2 Fire Emblems. Whatever, let's do it. I'm game.
Which is funny because I feel like this character developed the... Actually, no, I won't say that. Because there's kind of like the not main bad guy, but there's the evil bad guy within the series or within the game that is someone you have to defeat, and they're just kind of like the goalpost before the final boss, essentially. And I feel like this character is the prime definition. The only other character that can possibly match that would be Vulture from Sacred Stones and the Death Knight, I think his name was, in Three Houses.
Oh.
The dude with the skull mask.
Yeah.
The one that struck fear into everybody because he had like absurd stats super early in the game.
Unless you have Lysithea.
Yeah, and then she just, what was it, T-spikes?
Something.
I can't remember what it was, but she just destroys this dude, or destroyed him.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Yeah, do I? I feel like I gushed more about the character than I really did about the song. But I mean, if you're gonna gush about the song, you might as well gush about the character.
I mean, he's Armor Daddy.
I mean, you can go with Daddy either way.
And moving on to my number 5. Yeah,
sure.
Number 5. I should have wrote numbers down.
Wait, you didn't do that?
No.
I had to do that. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep this organized if I don't put up numbers.
Yeah, I just did my number 10, your number 10, my number 9, your number 9, and so forth. I just didn't bother numbering them because numbering on iPhone notes is a pain.
Yeah, trust me. It took me forever to really be able to get the format down on it.
All right, number 5 is Blue Destination from Trails of Cold Steel 2, 3, and 4.
Now, I have a question for you because I wasn't quite sure who this was going to be pertaining to. Is this Crow's theme or is this Reem?
Crow's theme.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I kind of assumed that it was. I'm like, there's no other character it would really fit, but it only plays when you fight him.
So the first iteration of the song from the first game, which is the Decisive Collision, spoilers, it happens when you fight Ordine at the very, 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 very end of the game. And then I don't remember when it plays in 2, but I'm assuming it's the same thing.
Yeah, it plays when you fight Crow.
Now, I don't think Crow is, like, honestly all that great of a character. But this theme hit me so hard when I was playing Cold Steel 3. Spoilers again. When you fight him as Azure Siegfried under Heimdall, and the music starts playing, I actually started tearing up really hard, and I have like no real like affliction towards Crow.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. Crow is literally my most favorite character in the series.
Yeah, I know.
Well, not everybody else. So for me, Crow was like my favorite character. The moment you met him, I'm like, oh man, this dude kind of a jerk. He just stole money from me. And then just like the more the character just happens to pop up, I'm like, oh, I like this dude. You say funny words, funny man. And then eventually, once you got the character, I'm like, I'm putting him on my party. That's it. Like, it doesn't matter who else is on my party. Like, it has to be Reen, Crow, and then whoever else, which is essentially Laura and Elliot. And when it got to the end of the first game, oh my god, I was so heartbroken. I'm like, you can't make my favorite character the bad guy.
And they did. But no, I'm not going to say that.
Then in the second one, like they give him this scene, which is like Cody said, pretty much an updated or better version of the one that they made in the first one.
I wouldn't call it a better version. It's just an updated version.
Better.
No.
If it's updated, it's better.
No. That is a bold-faced lie, and you know it.
Well, I guess I got the boldest face.
Go on.
Just, I feel like the events of what this character goes through, it doesn't really make me emotional, but it gives me a feel. Like, I feel for the character. And this song essentially just kind of plays like into that. Like, it gives me that emotional feel that kind of helps me just like the character that much more. So what I'm just trying to say, it's 100% biased why I like this song.
I mean, that makes sense. If you're not familiar with our tastes at this point, a big reason why I like this song is because it's trance-inspired. But the Decisive Collision, which the song is based on, that's just a straight-up full trance song. So I'm biased to liking it. And then you got Synchronicity 23 in 4. And that one's actually just trance.
Pretty much we like trance.
Yeah, trance is good. And so the song's not as long as the first one, but it covers a lot of ground in the short amount of time that it has of like, what is it, 4 minutes?
4 minutes, which is technically a long song.
4.5 minutes. I mean, you know what I listen to.
True. Very true.
My view of time is skewed pretty heavily. Anyway, this song covers a lot of ground because like it constantly changes like the melody and the feel and kind of style like once in a while. And there's like this overarching sadness in the song, which fits perfectly well for Crow because he's just like a walking tragedy. And of course, his relationship with Reen.
He is the big sad. Until I think maybe 4 when things get better. But I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Someday.
Eventually. I mean, I finally got done with Crossbell.
Soon.
Eventually.
All right, moving on.
All right, so my number 5 is actually Silver's theme from the original Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal version.
Would you look at that? It's a battle theme.
Show me. So, I have very weird feel of like I said, the way I made my list was based on how fitting it was. And with how much of a jerk this character is, and like how much of a presence he has throughout the game. Like he's trying to be better than you. He has attitude. He's essentially like Gary too, but like
Biggest dickus.
yeah, like this dude's not near as bad as Gary is. Like in terms of being a jerk. Like Gary, like he's your rival. Like he's just messing with you. Like blah blah. Smell you later, Gramps. And then you guys, this dude. This dude's just insufferable. And every time you beat him, it's just like, oh, heck yeah! Like I beat this dude. I beat him. Like, take that.
Was it confirmed that he's Giovanni's son, or is that still like a theory?
No, that's the thing.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think the current. I don't know if it's confirmed, but the Rocket admin with the red hair is actually supposed to be his mom. I think.
So I'm gonna make a note that's going to bug a lot of people.
Am I included in that?
No,
Okay.
you're on my side.
Oh, okay. Bug everyone.
Do you know why this song is great?
Why?
It was not Gen 1.
You're right. It's Gen 2, which makes it immediately better.
It's like they actually learned to explore music.
I will say, though, Gary's champion theme, best song in that game.
The competition is not high.
Exactly. There's not much to go with. It's either the gym leader theme or the champion theme. It's really all there is.
Yeah.
But this game had a lot going for it. Like Silver's theme, the Elite Four, going against Red, going against the Kanto gym leaders. It used a lot. It made Gen 1's music sound better.
Oh, yeah. Even though it kind of, I wouldn't say killed Lavender Town, but it made it completely different.
Depending on which version, though. In the original Gold and Silver version, it made it more serene, or maybe tranquil, while Heart Gold and Soul Silver gave it like a little bit of creepiness still added to it.
I don't remember the differences. But
Yeah. This is a good song.
so aside from Gen 2's music just being straight better than Gen 1, I doing like the deep listen for this song kind of surprised me. This song is nothing but dissonance.
Yeah. I mean, again, you're using Game Boy like audio files. So it's what, like 32-bit?
No.
What?
8.
Oh, 8-bit still? I
Yeah.
could have sworn Game Boy was higher.
16-bit was Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance. Or
Oh, that's right.
no, I think maybe Game Boy Advance was 32.
And N64 was 64-bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Game Boy Advance was 32. Anyway, so this song is nothing but dissonance, and that has nothing to do with it being 8-bit. That's just how they wrote it. Like, it's just nothing but clashing notes. But it's kind of crazy to think about that because, like, despite how dissonant it is, it still sounds like a fully functional song.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I'm not really sure since this is more like a lower bit rate of music. And surprisingly, they did really well for using 8-bit.
Yeah, they made jazz.
Yeah. But like, I'm not even sure what the audio file is supposed to be like. I don't know what the instrument is, but
Chiptune.
well, like if you were to translate it to an actual instrument, like if you were to use like a piano or guitar or something like that. I'm not even sure what it would actually be in reference to. But like, it just only works in this style.
I'll have to listen to the Gen 4 remake because I don't remember what it sounds like at all.
It's not as good.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Because that's why I chose this version. Well, I would say this version is more iconic.
Again, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, because a lot of people jumped off the train after Gen 1, and then even then after Gen 2.
All right. We're cracking top 3.
We're on 4.
4?
Yeah. This
Man,
is my fifth song.
I am off my game.
Numbers, people. They help you.
Whoops. So, okay, number 4 for me is Terra from Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts. Now, I chose this song out of or above everyone else because this is easily like the biggest part that's used in Fate of the Unknown, which is the opening movie song.
Which is good.
Oh my god, this song is so good. And it's actually pretty cool because like all three of their themes are used in Fate of the Unknown. But I think this one is like the strongest part.
Well, I would say Terra is like the main character of this game.
Is he? I thought it was
I mean,
Ventus.
it's kind of split between the three. Like they have their own unique portions of the story. Personally, I liked Ventus's playstyle more.
Isn't it just Sora?
No, he's quicker, but he's like more fragile.
So critical mode Sora.
Well, Sora's the same speed regardless of the difficulty,
Fast critical Sora.
I guess. Like, I don't
I'm
know.
rolling with it.
I just preferred his playstyle. Like, his combos were easier to do. Did not like Aqua's whatsoever. Was not a fan of the playstyle because she attacks slower.
Isn't she like primarily magic based?
Yeah. So if you're not into like using magic and prefer like skills, yeah, she's really bad. And then you got Terra, who's slow but strong.
I have this game, but I haven't played it.
I haven't, and I've beaten it. Only on Ventus's route, though. Because I could not be bothered to play the other ones.
Nice. Anyway, getting to the song itself. So yeah, this song is unfortunately really short. I think the loop is only like 45 seconds. But it's very emotional and full of tension, which kind of makes sense given the whole premise of the series. And the song itself, if you really think about it, isn't like too special, but it's also kind of cheating because it's just Yoko Shimomura in general has like a really high bar.
Yeah, but she's not even utilizing a piano in this one. She's just using violins, which is probably just as strong or good.
Yeah, that would have worked out in Final Fantasy 15.
Also, the way the song is played, it's constantly building up, and then like before the loop ends, it just starts going down and just kind of like is a little bit more darker, which again, spoilers for anybody that hasn't been in the game. Terra becomes Xehanort.
Boy, the plot.
The plot.
But it's okay. Ghost Terror comes alive in 3.
I guess.
Sort of.
But anyways, it's just like the character goes down a dark path and then an old man puts himself inside him.
My God.
I mean,
you're not wrong. It's just the way you say it.
Oh, 100%.
I know it's 100. I know it's intentional, but Jesus. Back to the characterization of Terra. Like, I haven't played it, but I understand. Like, he's essentially like the shield of the group. If we're using like 3 weapons,
he's like the sword and shield. He's the strongest character.
Well, anyway,
Ventus is like, you took away everything. Less health, less magic, less damage.
All right. Anyway, the song is like kind of heroic and like, taking a stand kind of feel, which I guess is like Terra's character, even though he gets corrupted.
Old man goes inside him. All right. Now it's my turn for number 4, which will be I'd Purpose.
Isn't it id?
I prefer to say I'd.
Like it's an actual psychological term, id.
It could be said that way. I prefer saying I'd.
It is said that way.
Anyways, so it's another Fire Emblem song. I chose id because it's like essentially the theme between Chrom and Robin. And it's the different versions are played throughout the game. There's some that are sad, some that are a little happier, and then this one plays for the, again, spoilers, final map of the game. It is the final level. And instead of having like a battle theme that gets transitioned once you're on it, it just sticks side purpose throughout the entire map. There was another one that I was actually tempted of using, which is another one like this, which is a DLC only map. Or if you played Fire Emblem Fates and you use the Robin amiibo, it allows you to go against Robin and it plays that version, the one I just mentioned. It's essentially just like a darker themed song.
I'm intrigued.
Hmm?
I'm intrigued.
I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I went through all the id songs, and I feel like Purpose is more iconic. Because when you think of id, you think of tipping the scales.
Is this in Smash?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's the only reason I would know it.
Did I buy you Awakening?
You did.
Eventually you get through it.
Yeah, not to sound like a broken record or anything, but this is another game that I own that I just haven't played yet.
Yeah, kind of like me. Like with Cold Steel. I'll eventually beat the game.
Came out in October.
Yeah. I'll beat it. I think 3 took me longer, didn't it?
Yeah, because Andrew got it after you.
And he still beat it.
No, he got into the series after you got 3. Beat 1, 2, and 3 before you beat 3.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Feels bad, man.
Well, getting back to it. It's kind of really unfitting. But I love the French accordion. There's like the centerpiece of the whole song.
This song is actually kind of 2 songs mixed into one. It's just like the general id song, and then they throw in the Fire Emblem theme in the middle. It's the chorus.
So if that's the theme, then that's minor.
Yeah, so like if you rewind it a little bit before so like when the vocals start to kick in, then it plays the Fire Emblem theme. But it doesn't play it in the traditional way that the song is normally played for Fire Emblem. So we're back.
So yeah, something just happened.
I had a half cup of water. That's more like a 1/10 of a cup.
Yeah, in his excitement to strip, he got me wet.
My liquids got everywhere.
What happened was he was taking his jacket off, and then he just hit his cup of water directly right into me. My whole left side is just soaked right now.
At least your floor's clean.
Some of it.
Well, I mean, it's the cleanest wood I've seen in a while.
Well, we were cut, and because he was trying to show me something about the Fire Emblem theme being in the song, and it's just minor and later than he said it was.
Anyways, as I was going to explain before I was so rudely interrupted by you getting wet.
Oh yeah, my bad.
So the Fire Emblem theme plays in a minor in the background of the song. So the reason that's important is this game was potentially the last in the series for Fire Emblem. So they were essentially going all out. That's not only with story, but it's also with like just game ideas as well as music. So the final theme is essentially just a culmination of everything. So evil dragon, evil person, evil madman, and all into one, just like trying to, in a way, conclude the entirety of the Fire Emblem story.
You know, I actually read that in one of the comments.
Yeah, it was ride or die with this game.
And boy, did it work.
Yeah, I would say this game got lucky. It really got lucky.
But did you know that this game also ruined the series?
No, it did not ruin the series.
But it's just waifu emblem now.
No, so
How could the people be wrong?
if anybody wants to hear me go on this tangent, by all means, go in the comments and request it. Maybe we'll do like a short thing. I don't know. But to just kind of go into the I'm not going to like take long with this. For the people that say that this game is the reason that Fire Emblem went downhill, I would say Fire Emblem as a series actually got better because we're seeing more games with higher quality, not only in terms of gameplay, but in terms of marketing, music, and production value entirely. So if we have to get waifus in order to get a fan base, by all means, I am just happy to get more Fire Emblem. If it may not be the hardest game that might be coming out anytime soon, or at least compared to Genealogy of the Holy War, Thracia 776, but still, these games are they need to evolve to be able to bring new fans as well as bring back the old fans. And without new fans, we won't get more Fire Emblem games. So I'm just gonna say that.
You know, it's funny that you say that. So literally what you just described almost to a T is like the whole punk scene thing where it's like, you know, a band sells out because now they're making records, they're making money. It's like if you want a band's message to come out, like they got to get bigger to get their message across. So like, of course, they're going to come into more money. They're going to come into like bigger audiences. They're going to play bigger shows. So like, you think they sold out, but honestly, they're just growing as a band.
Yeah, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
It's also like Xenoblade. Xenoblade wasn't big until Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I'm going to almost contradict myself, but I still hate the idea of Xenoblade 2.
What? The waifu, like the even heavier waifu, like instillment in that series or in that game?
The hentai artist drawn characters.
Oh, you mean the one with big eyes and personalities?
Yeah. No, not that one. The other one.
Oh, the other one with very big eyes.
No, not that one. The other one.
Oh, the ones with voluptuous eyes.
I think you get the picture now.
But anyways, to try to come full circle, this song is very high for me because I feel like if this game was to end with this song or with this game, it would have ended on such a high point, regardless of what the end result would have been.
It's literally like the last hurrah.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
It feels like it. Because like, was there any like real notable Fire Emblem music before Awakening?
I mean, not really. Like there's songs that I know that I really like, but it's all GBA era stuff. And I mean, as you know, Fire Emblem doesn't have like a sound. If you were to hear a song, it's not like you won't go, "Oh, this is Fire Emblem-ish." That didn't start until Awakening, and it got carried on into Fate, where there's a good couple songs that even in that game sound very Fire Emblem. Then you jump into Shadows of Valentia, which Twilight of the Gods, that is a Fire Emblem song. Like it's when
it's a new song?
Twilight of the Gods? That's the one I showed you.
No, I know. I'm saying, is that a new song or is that actually just from Gaiden?
I would say it's an updated version from Gaiden. It's a much better quality version and updated.
Because if we're going to go on that route, then technically Arc of Dawn.
Arc of Dawn was good, but I mean, we never got to it, or we never got it. Technically, we didn't get any Fire Emblem until 7, which was Blazing Sword. Or just Fire Emblem for the US.
It's had quite a history.
It is. It's got a lot of ups and it's got a lot of downs. But
yeah, we didn't really talk about the song itself.
Yeah. Talk about you getting wet. The history of, I would say, really history of the series.
I'll just talk a little bit about it. Or I'll go over it quick. So yeah, it definitely is like the final level, and it just feels like it in every way. And like what's kind of unique about it is that it kind of dips in from being like grand and over the top to being kind of like calmer and chill. But the most important thing is just how strong the general like melody is.
Yeah, it's a really strong melody, as well as the chorus.
Okay, you got anything else?
No, everything's been summed up.
Okay, now we're finally moving on to the actual number 3, I think.
Yeah, we're on number 3. If you want, you can honestly look at mine because I have everything listed and numbered.
So yeah, my number 3 is Yuna's Ballad from Final Fantasy X-2.
So I've never actually played 10-2. I played 10. I beat 10.
You're better off not playing 10-2.
The music for 10-2 is really good for a game I've never played.
It's a very hit and miss soundtrack. Like what they did to the Chocobo theme is a crime against God.
I still have to go back and listen to that.
I'll link it so you can hear it yourself. I'll just link 10 and 10-2's themes. Like 10 is already different enough from like all the pre-established ones, but 10-2 just makes my blood boil and how like bad they made it.
I think it was either 6 or 7 that had the siren for the Chocobo theme.
I think that was 6.
Yeah, that was bad.
No, I think that was 5.
Was it? I don't think it was 5.
It was either 5 or 7.
I think it was 6 or 7.
Because
I'm going to step away from the mic from this one because I don't want to blow everybody's ears off. So it goes, what?
Well, I'll find it and then I'll link it.
But anyways, to the song itself. I feel like this song is very fitting for Yuna.
She's pretty much like the tragic heroine.
Yeah, like this. The song is somber. Like it has some very cheery moments, but it's very melancholic underneath. Like that's like the constant. Like this girl is ridden with like bad luck, and I wouldn't say she has a bad life. I mean, she's had a very eventful one, but I would say it has a lot of tragedy. And the song really characterizes that really well.
It's also like a crazy comparison to her theme in 10. Like I think that one was like actually cheerful because she was still like full of hope and life at that point.
And then she got hit by the big sad.
Spoiler alert, Titus died. Or just never existed.
He never existed depending on the ending you got. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been like Satan whale.
Just like Papa.
Daddy, I'm a whale too.
All right. Wait, I'm on the wrong part. So yeah, as Eric said, it's somber and melancholic. And like it reflects Yuna's journey so far.
Unless we ever get a 10-3. Then we'll get more.
Hopefully.
I don't think it's going to happen, personally.
At this rate, no. But I have a really strong attachment to this song because I played it when I was young, like 13, I think I was when it came out. And I like this game because reasons. But replaying it as an adult, I realized how garbage this game actually is. But aside from the game being not good, the soundtrack can be phenomenal. Like when it slaps hard. And then you get the Chocobo theme.
It slaps your mom.
You got anything?
No, I mean, there's really not much more really to add besides the fact that the song itself it fits the character perfectly. Now, will I say it's a great song? No, I would say it's a good song. But I would not personally put it higher than top 5 in my list, personally.
I mean, just being in top 10 in general is already high enough.
Yeah, like it would be a contender, or at least an honorable mention. but it is a good song. Now, my turn. Number 3. I had to choose a Metroid character. And it was either down to Kraid or to Ridley. And Ridley is much more iconic. And I know everybody knows his traditional, like, dun, 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 dun kind of song that goes on. And I remember that 3 had the more, I would say, modernized version of it, where they just didn't use like the simple beats and like hectic sounds that kind of get played normally. They just kind of made an actual song out of it with like the Metroid Prime like audio style.
You know, I'm actually a little surprised that you chose this song, because like I can't even like really get anything from it. Like, to me, it just sounds like noise.
Like, to me, I can actually hear like the regular release theme in this.
Like, one of the things I wrote is that it's like the only melody I can hear is in the bass, and even like it's pretty buried in the mix. But there's not really anything I could really say. Like, it just sounds like a bunch of noise to me.
Like, this isn't just, at least for me, like, I like it because it's not just Ridley's battle theme. When you're on the pirate homeworld, Ridley's just gunning for you. You're like doing random stuff. Like, you're up in like Powerball mode and just like going through a pipeline, and he just completely wrecks the pipeline and is like trying to like just kill you. And the song just like kicks in, and it's just like his presence is felt like with the song.
See, I'm really glad. Obviously, you have more to talk about because you chose it, but I'm glad like you have the attachment to be able to talk about it.
I mean, if the character has an arm cannon, I'm a pretty big fan.
Yep.
So, I mean, anytime you can play as, whether it's a guy or a girl or a super fighting robot.
Is that why you main me gunner?
I don't main me. What? I mean, I don't even really know who I would say I main in Smash anymore. I mean, I haven't really played Smash in a while, but that's besides the point. Anyways, for the song, at least for the character, I feel like this is a very unique take on the song, as well as the character. Like, he's kind of a mix of both bionic and like has synthetic skin, and he's like powered by this I don't want to say alien substance, because they're all aliens, but there is like a weird power like source in this series, and it's used to also power Ridley in this one. Anyways, it pretty much, I feel like
I have absolutely nothing to add. I don't know anything about Metroid, and like I already think of the song is like nothing to me.
All right. Well, we could wrap it up to this. The character and the song just kind of comes up as like overall iconic to me. And this mix feels just much more modern. Like, I prefer like the very ambient and like random noise compared to like the more traditional sound, which has honestly been used every time in the same sense. I feel like the drastic change that they did was a good like breather, or like a good, it just freshens it up essentially.
All right, that's good.
Okay, now for your number 2.
So my number 2 is The Oath from Final Fantasy VIII, which is Squall's theme unofficially.
Which is funny because I think this only plays.
It plays a number of times.
Does it? The one I remember mainly is when you go to, spoilers for anybody that hasn't played 8 or the remake of 8 that's on current.
It's not a remake. Well, it's an
HD remake.
It's a semi-remake because they lost the assets.
It's an HD remake.
Yeah, let's just say it's an HD remaster.
They had to remake the game practically. But anyways, I also want to say this is the third Final Fantasy song you chose to put on.
I know. Not from the same game, though.
No, I know. I'm just pointing out.
You know, I actually had 3 other songs from Final Fantasy VIII, like, narrowed down.
Well, I know you weren't going to choose 3 from 8.
I could have.
But, anyways, I want to say the one that, or at least the time this plays that sticks out to me is when you're pretty much I think it's getting ready to assault Galbadia.
Yep.
I think that's
That's the first time it plays.
Well, it's honestly the most memorable.
Yeah. That whole, like, build-up is just emotionally taxing. Like, just how much you have to do.
Now, I won't say this is very fitting for Squall. Like, musically, it's a good song. Like, I really like it. I like it more than Eunice. But I don't think it fits Squall at all.
I do. I'll explain why when you're done.
All right, then you go ahead, sir.
So this song is, like, simultaneously heroic and sad. And I feel like that, like, covers Squall's life already.
You mean when he's alone?
He's not alone. Alone is alone.
I remember when you hated when I would say that joke.
I still hate it now.
Did a bit of you die inside?
Yeah.
The best part of you?
There's no best part. It's all bad. Well, all right. So, yeah, the first time the song plays is, like, spoilers, when you're gearing up to assault Galbadia's garden and Squall's delivering a speech over the intercom. And honestly, like, that's, like, the big turning point for his character, where he finally steps into the leadership role. And, like, because, like, this song, like, how it sounds is heroic and sad, is, like, fits his
Growth.
old and new character, growth at the same time. And the second time you hear it is when you're being tortured in the prison.
Oh, the one when the Moombas save you?
Yeah, where Cypher's electrocuting you and you're hung up like Snake.
That's quite fitting for the next song.
Oh, yeah. We'll get there. Yeah, like, this song just plays pretty much at any moment where, like, Squall, like, fills the leader role. And I think that's why it's pretty much, like, unofficially his main theme. Because, like, almost nobody in this game has an actual main theme.
Doesn't Ultimisia have a theme?
She has a motif. There is no, like, one definitive song that's just like, it's Ultimisia.
Well, I mean, you would know the game more than me.
As we've kind of glazed over in the past couple episodes. Yeah, I love Final Fantasy VIII. It's easily, like, my top 3 games of all time.
It's honestly your favorite Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It's a good game, I will admit. The draw system sucks.
There's plenty wrong to talk about the game, but this is not the time. Because this can go on for hours.
I mean, that could go for any of our favorite games.
Yeah, but this one is, like, highly contentious for being hated.
True. That's very true.
Just play it, give it a chance.
As long as you can make it past, like, the first 3 to 4 hours. After that, you're pretty much going to be hooked.
All right.
Yeah. So, my second song, or number 2 song, actually, is actually going to be one of my favorites. And a song that I didn't think I would get emotional once I heard it when I played this game. It's Old Snake's theme in Metal Gear Solid 4. Guns of the Patriots. Or Sons of the Patriots, sorry. No, Guns? Guns or Sons? think it's Guns and
Guns.
Patriots. Yeah. I'm thinking of something that's in that game.
This video is uploaded in 2008. That picture is like half a pixel.
I think that's around the time this game came out.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that if there was a song that can perfectly characterize being a grizzled old veteran or like somebody that's gone into battle multiple times and has seen death and carnage and is just tired, not like sleepy or exhausted, but just like tired, like drained, just like you're just been going through this for so long. Was it a guitar? Like it's like a
That?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a classical guitar.
Yeah, so just the classical guitar play. It sets the mood for it being like an older feeling Snake, and then it picks up and goes into a more traditional Metal Gear Solid style of music. And then starts to pick up more and more, and it shows off being the traditional like action packed. Well, at least at this point in the game or series, it's more action packed, and it just kind of calms down and eventually goes back into the old Snake classic piano feel.
Piano?
Not this part, it's after. Like I said, it's high energy, or it's slow, old, high energy, and then eventually like goes back into the piano.
Guitar?
Yeah, guitar. That's what I meant.
When I first heard this song, at first I got whiplash because like it does not stay in one style for very long. Now, without context, because I haven't played pretty much any Metal Gear Solid game past like an hour, the guitar at the beginning, I think, enhances like the character that is Old Snake because like it's very desperate sounding. Like you explained it pretty well, where it's just like, he's seen it all and it's just done. And I think that like solo guitar melody is exactly like that.
Like it's lonely.
Yeah.
War's changed.
But yeah, like when it starts to transition to the second part, like with the classic like Metal Gear Solid spy sounds, not even like the full orchestra or anything, just like the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Like that is cool. And then of course as the song does progress, like it just gets dramatically different and like more, as you said, like the classic Metal Gear Solid sound.
Yeah. This is a little fun fact. So the person who's ever worked on the music for Metal Gear Solid actually used to do the soundtrack for movies. I can't remember the movie that he came off of. I think it was Battle for New York, where Snake gets his name from, or his namesake from, where Hideo Kojima is a huge American movie buff. Like he loves movie storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very evident by the way he sets up his games. And he was such a fan of the music, he asked the dude if he can, like, he pretty much sent him like samples of that dude's music and asked him if he would be interested in working on the Metal Gear Solid, well, the first Metal Gear Solid, and the dude was interested in it, and that's how he came aboard for the first one. Second one, it was kind of the same kind of feel, where it was more like electronic-y sounds. And then by the time it got to the third game, he was just kind of done with that style of music. Like, he didn't want to make another one. So he asked Hideo Kojima if he can make a game that's set in the jungle. And he honestly believed that's why Metal Gear Solid 3 was made that way. Hideo Kojima just honestly just did it by coincidence. He's like, oh yeah, sure, we'll completely make a game in the jungle just for you, and you could just make it based off of that.
Huh? I was gonna say, was this the same composer that got accused of lifting the main theme from like a Russian overture or something?
Well, the original theme for the original Metal Gear Solid is a Russian song. They can't use that original theme anymore.
Yeah,
because it's copyrighted.
I'm asking if is that the same composer?
No, it's a different composer.
All right, that's what I thought.
I think it was a different person that they used that ended up making that song, but it was ripped off from a Russian song. So that's why the Metal Gear Solid theme changed with number 2, and that was the theme carry on forward.
Makes sense.
And if you want to know, well, there's honestly like a lot you can really dive into with Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid, and you'll more or less get the same feel. But this song is very different, and I like that.
You know, I respect the like extreme like tone shifts. Kind of like nails the character home.
Yeah, it's a good resting place for the character. Like, this is honestly where it stops. And it's also played as the final battle. Actually, the way the final battle actually works, spoilers, again, it plays the main theme of every Metal Gear Solid game. It changes the HP bars also to and the font style to match with that game.
I vaguely remember hearing about that.
It is possibly one of the best like homages, or I don't even know what you would really call it. It's a love letter to the fans essentially. And you just go through each battle theme, and then at the end of the battle, like when it starts to like slow down because the characters are obviously old people and they're exhausted from kicking each other's butts, it goes into the old Snake theme, and then it just kind of really drives home the old grizzled veteran, and that's what makes it emotional.
I can totally see that.
And I will honestly say I didn't like the song at first.
I can believe that.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this song.
I don't really have anything else to add either, since I have no attachment to it, but I do like it. Now I'm going to peak.
Yes, you are. I actually, for this, would you want to make that song your the last song?
Sure.
Because we can just. I feel like yours ends on a stronger note.
Okay. So
my song. Well, I actually typoed that on my notes. So my song is another Mega Man song, and probably one of my favorite themes that's ever come from the split story for Mega Man. It's gonna be Shooting Star, which originated from Mega Man Star Force and has been used in every subsequent game in the Star Force series. And unfortunately, it didn't get a fourth one, but there was plans for one, which got scrapped, unfortunately.
I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound kind of weird. This song is extremely cute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that at all. I honestly, I didn't think I would love this song as much as I did. Coming from like the Battle Network series, which was at the point like one of my top favorite games, and this game has just became. It's hard to say top 3 because there's so many. Like, there's the series are very close. If you don't know, it's like the X-Zero, Battle Network, and Star Force series are just like right there neck and neck.
I always would have just assumed like either X or Zero is your top without a question.
No, it's honestly really close because each game offers very unique things for me. And this one is very unique in its playstyle and obvious music change. Like it's happy. In other Mega Man games, the music's not really happy. I mean, it's not really sad, but it's not really this, what would I say, joyous.
Yeah.
But so this song plays as not only the title screen for Mega Man Star Force, it also plays when Geo is doing anything heroic or generally like a good thing happens. It's his theme throughout the games as he is Mega Man. It's like pretty much he earns the moniker of it, and this song just kind of like drives in that extra oomph of this character is he's living up to like being the blue bomber essentially.
All right. So as you know, I've only played through the X series and Command Mission. So
the
I
X
don't know
series.
this song. But so when Smash Ultimate came out and then you came over and we listened to the new music. So the first time I ever heard it, and it was immediately a new favorite just because it's so strong right out the gate. And it's extremely anime.
Yeah. And even the anime has really good music. Or actually, I don't remember if the anime has good music, but the anime is really good.
Probably.
It's like a shonen.
Now, this stylistically like falls in line with a lot of the other Mega Man games. So there's one composer in particular that I want to talk about briefly. So her name is Luna Umegaki, and she was part of a team called 3, and they worked on Zero or ZX. And what was it? Advent?
Yeah, ZX Advent.
That one. And she used this pretty much exact style in another game she worked on. And I find it kind of weird because it's not even her. One, like, first of all. But it's like his style consistent with Mega Man and like how it's built. Which is essentially just like 700 tracks of just like different synths and sequencers. And I think it's a strong point for like Mega Man music. Like
Use more synthesizers.
I mean, pretty much. Like, I'll link the song. It's that I'm talking about. It's "Battle Is Romantic" from the Hyperdimension U.
I had a feeling it was that song you were talking about.
Yeah, but it's pretty much structured like almost the same way, except I think even crazier with how many layers it has.
Yeah, this song actually it actually gets me like a little emotional because like it makes me sad knowing that this series doesn't continue.
When was the last game?
I can't even remember if I'm being honest, because it came out 2007, because it was DS era.
That sounds like it.
It was like 2006 or 2007, and or maybe even before that.
Well, the DS launched in 2005.
Maybe like late 2005, 2006, because they had or a total of 3 games, and they kind of did like the Pokemon theme where there was different versions, and like they offered like slightly different things, but it's 100% completable no matter what.
How it should be. I got nothing else to talk about this song.
It's just happy, and it gets better, and even gets a vocal version in I think in the Japanese version of 3, I think it is. Or I think it's the US version of 3 also. I can't remember. It's been a while since I beat that one.
I mean, is it a good vocal version?
Yeah. Okay. It's sang by the... So in Japan, the character that plays is like the role type character. the character herself is a singer, and she actually sings the version. I'll send a link to you,
Okay.
and you can put it in the link or in the description or whatever.
Okay.
Now,
Now we're moving on to, I guess, the grand finale.
which I would say is probably a better pick than my last one.
Okay, so I guess apparently the definitive number one pick is Arthas, my son, from World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King. This
And
song makes me feel way too many things.
normally I would joke about something like that, but honestly, I have to agree. There's a lot of nostalgia, and not only that, it's a very powerful song for a really dope and memorable character. Like, he's really iconic.
So, and I'll get to the actual like song part. I just want to gush a little bit about why I like the song so much. So first off, as Eric said, Arthas is one of the coolest characters pretty much made, just in general. And the theme itself is nail on the head with like, I guess how like grandiose it is and like the theming of like the lyrics and the music. So without going too much into like the backstory of Arthas, he is the crown prince turned evil. And the lyrics, which are in Latin, of course, are talking about, like long live the king, may like hold power forever and kind of stuff like that, which is kind of turns ironic in a sense because they're supposed to be about like good Prince Arthas and not the Lich King.
Which is essentially evil Arthas.
And then to kind of like drive like another emotional like stake into it is that if you watch the cinematic trailer for the Lich King expansion, his dad, King Tyrannus, is talking like he's still good, even though like all the footage is him as Arthas like looking over Icecrown, and it's just ironic in a way. But I think that's what makes it super powerful, is because like all the hope that existed in the world is now gone.
Yeah, it's like bittersweet irony, where this character was supposed to be like the paragon of good, but turns evil and literally kills and destroys the kingdom that he was supposed to help govern and protect.
Good God.
What?
Just this song and like what it does to me. When I was listening to it for the write up, I was actually like tearing up so hard I couldn't see. Because like it's not just the song itself, but it's like it's my memories attached to this like era in time and like the expansion.
No, I get it. I mean, personally, I look forward to the day that Lich King comes back as a classic server.
2000, what was it, 24 at this rate? Three?
That's,
2023?
that depends on Blizzard, really. Because we're not even got BC, and that's supposedly going to be announced at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll play Burning Crusade, but
The holdout is Lich King.
the whole honestly, the holdout is Lich King, and we could honestly do like a thing of what we want to do or can't wait to do, but that would be a completely different theme podcast.
Yeah, and that's not why we're here.
That's not why we're here. The reason why we're here is because of the music, and even for me, the music makes me a little emotional because, like Cody, I have a very huge. This was actually I joined playing World of Warcraft in the very end of Burning Crusade, but I didn't hit level cap until toward the end of the expansion, I think.
Which level cap? 70 or 80?
I didn't hit 80 until Trial of the Champion and Trial of the Crusader route.
Okay, yeah.
Because remember, it took me forever to level up.
I
joined at the end of Burning Crusade, and then I got to level cap by that point.
I found something that gave me the answer I was looking for.
Hmm.
Remember for the Shadowlands launch, we were just outside talking for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
and then I brought up that day where. So it was September. That was a good September.
That was a good September.
Anyway, to not keep talking about personal lives because it's so hard not to with this like subject matter.
This game throws us pretty much back into like the end of our high school years. So yes, we're old.
Man, this song is just like 10 of 10 perfect as a character theme because, like as Eric said, it's like the bittersweet irony of like the lyrics and like the overall message like King Tyrannus is talking about in the cinematic. And it's just like, it's Arthas. You can't get cooler than that, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. In terms of how fitting the song is, it's 10 out of 10 fitting. Like, it fits the character in more ways than one. The music is just of a high quality. The style is like more of an olden style, but it's like Warcraft's style, and it all works. It's a combination of everything that makes this so great. Like everything is great and thus makes this even greater.
Very well said. Well, that is our top 10 character themes.
Yeah, that'll be both our lists. I think we'll have the lists in the description, right? Or at least linked.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll be available for anybody that wants to listen to them while we gush about our songs. And as always, thank anybody for tuning in. If you have any songs that stuck out to you that you liked or you hold attachment to, feel free to leave comments down below. Like, subscribe. All this obviously helps us grow. Any questions or even criticisms, we'll take it.
Yeah, if we want to become better as much as you would want us to.
Yeah. We will continue to grow this as people enjoy, and we're more than happy to take your guys' feedback. So, and eventually we'll maybe open, like I said, I think in the previous episode, maybe even open to listen to suggestions from other people. We'll maybe just compile a list of like top comment songs for recommendations and just base it off that.
Yeah, I mean, that honestly sounds like fun.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you guys could listen to what we like all the time, but that'll be a good change of pace to listen to what everybody else likes also. All right, so for this one, what we're going to actually do for the next episode, we're actually going to do something a little bit different from what we normally do. Instead of the next song or game that we choose be something from something one of us knows, we're going to pick a song or pick a game that we both know. Probably just leave that actually to the next episode. Just kind of be a surprise.
Yeah. We have a lot of brainstorming.
Yeah, because we haven't decided yet.
Oops.
Yeah, so it's going to be a surprise for you guys as much as it's going to be a surprise for us. So, again, look forward to any comments you guys leave. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye. Sounds nothing like
No.
Fire Emblem.
Oh, my bad. Pause if there's a way. I'll clean it right now.